And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us for the 2023 Cabin Fever Classic.
Somebody call the doctor.
You give me fever, Coach.
Yeah, well, I mean, I have
In the
fever,
morning?
and the only prescription is more paddle.
I don't
we are
need no
just
doctor.
getting started here in the men's semifinals on the bottom half of the draw. These guys took a relatively short warm-up because they've been playing for 7 hours already. So
Bottom
why
half,
would you...
by the way, is not a derogatory term. It just happens to be the bottom.
It's not designed that way at all.
Okay.
For sure. Over there on the far side is the second-seeded team in the tournament this weekend. That is Andrew Ong and Tom Murphy. Andrew Ong, no stranger to the live stream over the past several weeks, either to the CPTC or to the tour.
Asian wants to renegotiate his contract at this point. He's been on enough.
Jeez, what a dig already from Jonas. Wow, great scramble. And then Tom Murphy over there on that side is a seasoned veteran of the paddle world at this point, and played with and against him a whole bunch. And then over here, closest to the camera, is Peter, it's now Peter Burka, who's the director here at Sunset Ridge Country Club, who is hosting this fine event.
The icon, Peter Burka.
And then his partner, Jonas Merk, who is relatively new to the game. He's originally from Belgium. He played on the ATP Tour for 9 or 10 years and had a career rank in doubles somewhere in the top 400. Somewhere in the top 400, I think, in the
I'm going to get him to sign my visor, Coach.
So, yeah, there's plenty of talent out on the court right now. This is an awfully fun group of teams to watch. I, again, am Matt McClure alongside Sean Albrecht and Cal Noble.
Hey, everybody.
And we represent the local Chicago League live stream here coming to you from beautiful, historic, where are we, Northfield?
We are. I believe it's Northfield, Northbrook area. Maybe half the clubs in Northfield.
Yeah.
You know,
Northfield is about 12 feet long, so you can only go in and out of it.
They're big feet, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at the
what a dropper.
Okay, you got to have some serious touch to get a dropper by Andrew Ong, who is basically light speed. That's impressive.
Yep.
I don't know what that's like, having that kind of talent. But this is, and again, we mentioned it, but this is affectionately known as the Cabin Fever Open. So those of you who feel like the holidays do that to you, you know what I'm saying?
This event has a fun little origin where I think
he bought it.
Ben McKnight is a big part of the reason that this event exists, because there's
Another
just
icon.
always that gap, between Christmas and New Year's where you get a little cabin fever, and there was an awful lot of guys that would want to come out and play, and then it became a semi-organized event where, so they started to invite the best players in Chicago and try to get everybody together for a day and play a bunch of paddle, and then it became a tournament format, and then all of a sudden it's a APTA sanctioned event.
Well, right, you know what? That's a typical McKnight production, if you will.
That's right.
Because he's a creative guy.
Nice overhead there from Andrew.
And we couldn't ask for better weather. I mean, it's paddle weather to an extent, and it's just going to get a little colder, which is going to make it more like paddle weather, so to speak. But it's not a cloud in the sky, really, maybe 2 or 3, and just beautiful weather the whole way through. So this is going to be fun, and I think this is going to be a battle. I mean, just judging from the last round that Burka and Medics played, which went 3 sets.
Yeah, it was a long 3-setter.
A 7-hour match. These guys are troopers.
They're breaking records. It was really impressive because it was no ad scoring. So
that is unbelievable.
It was amazing.
I forgot about that. That is unbelievable. That's right. Jeez.
The shortest point was 11 minutes.
Wow.
I do agree that I think this is going to be a really entertaining match. I think that one of the things that you'll see a lot here is that all 4 of these guys are going to play their role really well.
Yes.
I think that you're going to see Murphy drive out of the deuce side, but only when he sort of gets that prime look opportunity.
Perfect.
He's very selective. You're going to see Andrew attack a lot out of the screens when the overhead is a little too big.
Yep. Yeah, he does get aggressive, and every so often he'll take a waterfall on the rise.
And then Burka and Medic, who are closest to the camera right here. Burka, doesn't hit a big ball, but he's just got incredible placement with all of his drives and just moves it around really well, and rarely steps up and cracks the ball, but just kind of makes you stretch on every volley.
Yeah, you want a primer to how to stay steady on the paddle court. Just watch Pete Burka, who basically looks like he's not really doing much.
Yeah, it's almost uncomfortable.
Like he's watching the kids in the backyard.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that doesn't really look like he's trying, and so it drives you insane.
Exactly.
Because everybody else looks like they're grinding on the court, and Peter just kind of turns sideways and hits a little volley or that kind
right
of stuff.
There. Yeah.
Just 2 easy steps and a recovery ball, no big deal.
Pete, no panic, Burka. Yeah. Yeah, that band Widespread Panic, Pete Burka's the opposite of that.
That's right.
I don't know.
Localized hysteria.
It's a great paddle
you
nickname.
Said hysteria, right? You didn't say dysteria.
You see Murphy start to creep up on that.
Well, that's a big
these
kick
guys,
and overhead.
Yeah. You'll see Andrew and Tom, Murphy and Ong, I should say, really swing in and out of these net positions well, because somebody will be looking for a drive or somebody will be there to cover. It's a great touch. And they're going to be able to hurt you with their volley because they just love being in that position up on the net. There's another transition. You're going to see Andrew back off. They just play this kind of dynamic game at the net so well.
And Medic's his first name is Bjorn, correct? Right?
Jonas.
Jonas, sorry.
Bjorn.
Get off my back.
You know what? I don't think you were far off. I mean,
I thought I heard Bjorn, sorry.
No, you're okay. We just met him for the first time, so
that's just
you're allowed to make that one mistake and no more.
one more and pack your stuff. I'm out of here. Well, the reason I brought Jonas Bjorn up is because I don't know how much, from what I understood, how much paddle he's played over the course of his lifetime.
He's been here about a year.
Right.
He works for Abbott.
Yeah.
Locally, and he helps out a little bit and has played some paddle here at Sunset and helps out a little bit on the court. He coached tennis while he was in grad school. That was part of his thing. Yeah. I think in Tulsa.
So some people would say he was Bjorn for this.
Some people could say that. I wouldn't, because it would be ridiculous, but others might.
But you're a different generation, Cal. You can get away with that stuff.
Yep. There's a lot of good transition.
That's right. If I start saying stuff like "word to your mom," and it just seems ridiculous. Even more ridiculous than usual. By the way, I just want to make mention of it because you'll see it more than once from Andrew Ong. There's another guy who has a better one-hander than I do and doesn't even hit a one-hander. He actually hits it too. So, but
not
incredible pace.
Often,
no. Screen drives though, he's got incredible pace with a one-handed backhand.
Yep.
And he can't drive it on the two-handed side, but it's just incredible the way he's able to do that. So, just I just marvel at that because I've never been considered a talented guy. So.
He's interesting, great lob volley.
Yeah, style.
Interesting, especially in the world of paddle. Not totally uncommon, but for someone with his skill set, where he doesn't love his forehand drive on the paddle court. He's fine.
Wait. Now, did he tell you that, or that's amazing?
He just doesn't love it. It's not that he can't do it.
Wow.
It's just not his favorite. He just prefers the backhand out of the screens. He can place some forehands, but he hasn't found that, I'm going to hit a big...
What a dig from Sina.
Good attempt.
Well, I can tell you this much. The fact that he doesn't like his forehand, to me, it's like one of those brownie dessert thing when they bring it to the table and they go, if somebody says, I don't eat brownies, I go, I'll have his. Because I would, which I do a lot if you look at me. Right. Yeah, I've probably done that many times.
You'd like to make his worst shot your best shot.
Yeah, I mean, look, if I had his forehand, I'd hit it all the time. And he doesn't even like to hit it. How funny is that? So
playing some quick points thus far, which is probably not a terrible thing at this opening sequence of a match. You know, speaking of brownies, I was out once, and the title, the menu item was called Brownie Disaster, and it was one of my favorite titles of a dessert of all time.
You know what?
I will have the Brownie Disaster, please.
You know what? I tell you what. I'll bathe in the brownie dish. Is there like a bathtub we could? That sounds amazing.
It's
all right,
the holidays.
So, well,
Yeah,
right, so
this
15
Friday,
off?
I'm
Yeah.
going to be visiting a bar in Wisconsin called Whiskey Business.
Oh, yeah, that's a great
I've
themed
heard of that.
opportunity.
I've heard of that. That's in the central Wisconsin. I want to say Madison area?
Lakes.
Salem Lakes.
Nice. Shout out to Salem Lakes.
Sounds like one of those
Here's hoping
whisper
they get their
titles.
first platform tennis court soon. Salem
So,
Lakes, Wisconsin.
Where should I live? Salem Lakes.
Whiskey Business.
Go to the whiskey business bars. Anyway. All right, so we're at 30-15 here. Still at the bamboo shoot stage, if I'm not mistaken, right?
You are
You
correct.
are correct.
So 1-all, 30-15. Still on serve, as they say. Yeah, yeah.
Long and Murphy giving Burka and
What a shot. Touch. Okay, so see the thing about Pete right there, he hits that with such really nice touch. Just rolled it.
Yep.
Where even as quick as Andrew was, he couldn't get back for it. So
yeah, no, there's
again,
that placement.
yeah,
That
oh yeah,
placement shot.
and then just the pace, because obviously we talk about that a lot. Where hey, you know what, you can hit a ball too hard, many times in the world of platform tennis.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's fun. Nice pick. Yeah, that's. By the way, I was going to say about Jonas. You know, that's always a little disconcerting if you played it. I played just enough. Well, they were called satellites when I played them back in the Stone Age, back in BC, you know, like 630 BC when I was playing. Anyway, but it's always
2,600 years ago.
exactly. I went my armor. I was.
Yeah, well,
But
you look great.
thanks. Well, you know, everybody had that Prince Valiant cut, you know, with the thing
Yeah.
across the forehead.
Nothing wrong with that.
Exactly. So,
Lancelot.
exactly. So, nice overhead. I would never. But anyway, the point is, it's always a little disconcerting when you know somebody over on the other side has had ATP Tour points, because you figure there's really not much you can, you know, surprise them with. On the tennis court, anyway, I could tell you that much. Like the higher the ranked I was. Remember, I played guys, and my biggest shot was my serve, and I used to. They'd say, "Oh yeah, he blew some guy out with like a serve that's like 20 miles an hour faster than mine." So mine's obviously not going to have any effect on him whatsoever.
Yeah, I think your hope at that point, it's not like
Yep.
the racket skills aren't there, but I think it is definitely about like total experience
Yes.
and sort of that level of investment, because, you know, there's plenty of guys who are in their first 2 years that have crazy racket skills. It's not like they just show up and
Dominate,
start winning
right.
no matter
exactly.
what. It does happen. I mean,
Exactly.
you have lots of guys that
By
have
the way,
some early success.
I just jinxed Jonas right there. Like he just missed one. Like I think he hit the back screen on a fly with that last one. Sorry about that, Jonas. If you're
Nope.
going to ever watch this again, so. But you're right, Coach. You're absolutely right. I mean, it's paddle. It really doesn't make that much difference. You got to
just
know
long in that return.
how to play.
So 2-1, Murphy on. If you're just joining us, this is the 2023 Cabin Fever Classic. It's become a fun little event here in Chicago that's not so little anymore.
No.
Now that it ends up on both the live stream and as part of the APTA set of tournaments
Yep.
that goes on throughout the year. I'm Matt McClure, sitting next to Sean Albrecht and Cal Noble, and this is the men's semifinal at Sunset Ridge Country Club.
Brought to you by Xenon, I believe.
Yeah, Xenon both provided the balls and the posters.
Yep. Stylish platform, man. Xenon. Just can't get enough. Of course, the fact that I'm saying stylish, right, Cal? I'm not an endorsement. Let's just say that, but that's not the point.
Sean the Endorser Albrecht.
Dirty Harry, the endorser. What a volley. Come on.
Caught the line.
Come on, Jonas Bjorn. What are you doing?
Jonas
It's a great shot,
Metter.
too. No, that was amazing. I'm kidding. Come on, man. Leave him alone. He seems like a really nice guy, by the way. He's going to hate me more than most people do. And
For the 7 minutes I've talked to him, it was fantastic.
It's the second longest conversation I've ever had in my life.
Well, you're Gen. What are you, Gen Z? You don't like to talk, right?
He doesn't text you. Is that your problem?
Yeah, seriously.
Isn't that the reputation though? For
It's
Oh, for sure it is.
great drive.
which I laugh because a lot of kids your age have pretty good communication skills. It's just so it's a motivational problem there, Kel. Well, see, that's the one I was talking about.
Yep.
Every so often he will take a chance on a waterfall-ish overhead and take it on the rise.
You can do that all you want as long. Look at that.
Come
Peter
on.
was actually shocked that
Yeah.
Tom still converted the drive since he
Yeah.
almost crashed into Andrew
And that was a great, it was super. Yeah,
and hit it inside out.
yeah.
Who does that?
Now, Tom, he's a strong dude because I can tell you right now, look at that. That's got
Yep.
some pace on it. But his.
See, that's the kind of forehand that Andrew will pull the trigger on, but
Yeah.
it's got to be that like kind of floater at 3/4
Sure.
court. He rarely does it from back at the baseline.
No question. But no, you can tell if somebody's got some strength, just the heft of the ball that comes off his
Yep.
paddle, and then on top of that, I was mentioning it earlier, he's got a big kick overhead. He just takes a huge turn to the right. And that last forehand that he hit that Pete couldn't handle, that just had a lot of top on him and snapped off the table. And we are in the clubhouse here, which is always a cool feel. You know, that's kind of the way we do things anyway.
The Sunset Paddle Hut is bumping at the moment.
Yeah.
Starting to gather a crowd. Bars open.
Right. No disco ball yet, but it's going to get there sooner or later, I think.
It's tough. Shot right out of the corner,
Way out.
almost into Andrew's man bun.
So I was talking to him beforehand, and I'm going to say it, I don't mind, so to speak, on the air. What a pickup.
Jeez.
Unbelievable. Because I was feeling pretty good about Tom's return there.
Yeah, no.
And Jonas is like,
agree
yeah,
with you.
I got it.
He flexed it.
Yeah, no problem. But anyway, so I mentioned that to because he does have the Troy Polamalu thing. Like he's got really, I mean, if another man doesn't mind another man telling him about his hair. But anyway, he does have his nice mane, right? So what I told him, and I can't believe I'm admitting this, but I did a Head and Shoulders commercial like way back. I swear to
That's
God.
right.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
no,
what an overhead. And he flexed it off.
Oh, what a shot.
Tom Murphy.
Shot
amazing
bacon.
hands.
Yeah, they're like bacon out there, and I mean like cooking bacon, not like bacon, and eggs,
Oh, right in the camera.
Yeah, beautiful. There we go. He's there. Good read set. Oh.
See, that's a good opportunity. He sees the open court and feels like he can just place it to that spot, but there's
Yep.
just not as much area as you think.
All right, well, 15:30, little opening here for Tom and Andrew.
You were saying something about a Head and Shoulders ad.
Okay, I didn't want to really
No,
elaborate on it.
I think
Well, you
any
gotta finish it
post-match
now.
interview
So
should just be
here's
you
what it was.
talking
I
to
was in
Andrew
New
about
York.
that.
Anyway, it wasn't a big, huge ad. Like I didn't have lines or anything. It was just one of those vignette type of ads,
Yeah, right.
where I was one of them, and I was running through the park in my hoodie with my hair bounced.
Nice. Good for you.
I cannot find it. If you had to, I did two
That's pre-YouTube.
commercials. Yeah,
That's before
the second one was
documentation.
Before the internet.
an entertainment section for the newspaper commercial.
Nice.
That one, I can't find that one either. It was just, but the only reason I brought it up is if Andrew was there at the audition, I would not have gotten the part. I'm just telling you, because it's so obvious when he's going through the hair. It's like, I did not have that kind of hair. I mean, I still don't, but anyway. But anyway, was trying to, make a compliment out of it. Of course, I blew it like
No,
I usually
I like
do.
it. I like it.
It's a nice shot.
That's what they're going to have
Sneaky.
to start to do to
Yeah.
Tom is play that shot behind him when
because
he
he's
creeps.
looking for the, I love the one hand.
Yeah, flick it. This is getting awfully close to a sort of a Michael Jordan moment for Tom Murphy because he is sick. He was not
Really?
looking good. Yeah, he was not
So
feeling
beware
well.
the
and,
sick dog, for he may
yeah.
bite you.
Yeah, I mean, in between matches, he was sitting on one of the lounge chairs in here. And
Was he?
He was not feeling well.
Well, he looks, I tell you what, Looks good. Then I
think he's doing fine.
Yeah, seems that way.
I think he probably took some Darvon and just moved on.
Yeah, we don't test here. It's just that's over the counter now. I think you can get pretty much I think it comes in the
One
Cocoa
of the perks
Pebbles.
of the Cabin
yeah.
Fever Classic is that it's an
Yeah.
untested event.
I know. I think that's what Cocoa Pebbles Crunch is. I think it's the Pebbles are just so yeah.
Oh,
the crunch
look at
part is the
that.
Darvon.
Great touch.
Super
from
touch.
Murphy up at the net.
And again, kind of a payback there because Jonas hit one earlier that
That's a
Andrew
great
could
replay
get
there,
to.
Cal, by the way.
That is one of the most disgusting shots I've ever seen.
I mean, that was
genuinely.
unbelievable.
Oh,
Yeah.
And it was enough to cause a fault on the next one. That's how irritating.
All right, so
he
Murphy
was.
and Anga have broken and now lead 3-1 with Andrew serving here. So let's see if Peter and Jonas can right the ship a little bit. Not that it's going the wrong direction. It's still going where they want it to
starboard.
go. Yeah. Arr. Yeah.
There's another high backhand, one-handed backhand roller.
Yep. By the way, it's not easy to go inside out like that.
No.
That's a big forehand. That's a
Oh,
great
it's
shot.
a great
Andrew
spot.
taking advantage of the missile from Murphy there. Smart. Because again, Pete's got super hands. It's
No.
like not easy to get.
Yeah, the short volley.
Handcuff
If you can
him.
generate that short volley.
Yeah. He's doing it again.
That's a good cutter from Andrew. It doesn't seem to be bothering Merrick very
No,
much.
no.
He's just kind of on that ball.
Well, that's the
Ooh.
one thing about there's the vaunted two-hander from there we go for Pete Burke. I can't miss watching him hit that shot. But yeah, that's the only trouble with a cutter like that. It can be red, so you kind of have to pick and choose your opportunities. Much as it's fun, sure it's fun. There we go. See the read
Smart.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
I get the impression that a lot of the top players now, with the cutter in particular, are starting to find a zone where they know they can make it.
Autos.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't feel like an all or nothing shot like it used to. They know
Right.
they can make it, but if they hit it thin enough, it'll spin back into the net and
Yep.
end the point.
Yep, and short
But if
enough, yes.
they hit it a little thick, it's not that big a deal because it's still going to spin
Exactly.
so much. It's a fun evolution to see in the game.
Would you? And of course, he just
And
missed
that
that
was
one
a
on
little
cue.
too thin.
But I got to tell you something. It's funny the way things. And as the resident old timer of the staff here, I can tell you this much: knowing how paddle, whether I was playing a lot of it back then or not, which I can't say that I was. It was mostly tennis at that point. But I can tell you this much: a lot of shots basically go through an evolution.
Right.
And I mean, one of them on a tennis court, I was told if I swung at my volley, I had to go do push-ups.
Right.
And now
right.
we teach that shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you stop hot dogging, son? You know, you just
dare
block
you-
that ball.
how dare
right.
you jump and hit an
Right,
overhead
I know
off
exactly.
your back foot.
Right, exactly. Yes. Yeah. And by the way, try and go second serve aces and
Right.
hit your forehand too flat off the bat. You just can't do stuff like that. But no, not anymore. It's a percentage shot, and it's something that kind of we have to teach. I don't know when we were coaching. I don't remember ever teaching a cutter to somebody. First, I'd probably be able to hit it. It's number one, whether I can hit it properly or not on a regular basis. But I'm just saying.
Oh, that's a good pressure play there from Andrew Ong to put that ball
It
on
was.
Peter quickly.
But it has become more of a staple, I guess, in my long-winded way.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I mean, especially the cutter is one of those things where if you're going out to work with somebody on that shot, you have to be very. Are you learning this for fun, or you
Yes.
think you're going to use it in your game? Because
Right.
there's about 10 other things we could work on that would make you better before
Yeah,
you
depending
need to
on
hit a cutter.
depending on the player, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Jonas is deceptively quick. Like, he just kind of has some afterburners, kind of like the way Andrew moves. It's like, if I need to get over there real quick, I can.
Oh, that's tough.
There.
That is in the parking lot.
That's more like probably hit my
They're
car.
going to need a new ball. But you know what? You got to respect Tom Murphy. Sometimes you need a reset to the parking lot to just get your head on straight.
Exactly. Oh, did it come back? No. No, she's...
No, I think they're...
Okay, yeah.
It bounced off the top of the hut and went into the parking lot over there.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think that's a... I don't know if that's a findable ball.
Well,
it might
we're
have
gonna
ended
find
up
it.
on court 6.
Yeah.
That's possible.
Well, I hope there's no body laying next to a car somehow there. It's like, whoop.
Oh, he found it.
All right. Nice job.
All right.
You know, kind of summoning up his caddy skills to look at the, watch that ball. By the way, that last overhead, which, by the way, we've all been there, Tom hit where he launches it into the parking lot. I say we've all been there. That's the only thing I do well. It's really nice. Launch it into the parking lot at this point.
So just as a reminder, because this is a one-day event, this is no ad scoring for all draws.
Okay, wait. So even the later rounds is going to be no ad?
That's
I
what
did not
it
know
says.
that.
I mean, I'll get the clarification.
No,
but
this game is definitely no ad. They've done a deuce where it just the first point won. So
Unbelievable.
this match is definitely no ad.
Yeah. And somebody was saying that they thought that the goal was to make the tournament, kind of stay in line and reduce some of the longer matches. But the reality is
They concentrate more on
that
they're still out there.
they focus up more. At 15:30, nobody's giving away any free points because
you don't
they're
have
worth
that
more.
juice to rely on.
You're not relying on this
Are you guys fans of second deuce no ad?
Second breakfast, maybe.
That kind of alleviate
Second
that
deuce,
problem.
no.
The second deuce no ad is almost more complicated than it's worth.
I know what you mean, Cal.
Because you have all kinds
You're
of
right.
times where somebody forgets and they go deuce and they go back. And I agree with the no ad scoring just kind of being the way to go. It's just,
Sure.
I don't know if it, you could argue that it might take something away from the game, but it's probably more of an endurance mental focus factor than it is
Yeah, absolutely.
changing a huge amount of outcome. But
And I like what Pete, by the way, where the strategy is concerned, I like what Pete's doing here because, you go down a break. What a pick. Jeez, that's a super speed. Nice dig.
what a pick.
That was a great move. Oh my
that's just
gosh.
so much
that is
skid.
big. Yeah, that's if you're going to hit a perfect, that's the definition of a perfect overhead with pace on it right at Pete. Because like I said, Burke has got super hands, and if you can handcuff somebody like that, you've done your job. Look at that.
That's a really good move as well.
These guys are rolling. Shot from Murphy there.
Tom the Missile Murphy.
Murph, then the Magic Tones.
Somebody get this guy a silo.
That one's going to stick. I like it. That one's going to stick.
His pick,
And then the let cord dribble return.
when it rains, man,
Yep.
he was all over that forehand. All right, so a quick love 40. Look at that. Yeah, he's getting, you know what? Forget the 2 drive rule, man. Let's take it. Let's just swing at it. You could hit it like a topspin lob with that wrist snap, boy.
Corner.
Nice. Yeah. Find that, Nick. Christmas is over, but whatever. Good camera work.
He's coming down the chimney.
He is.
Nice recovery there from Peter to buy enough time.
Super hands, jeez.
Man,
Because
that's a great play.
Jonas just unloaded on that forehand.
I
And
mean, I
Tom's
don't,
like,
I
yeah,
don't
I
even
got it.
know if Burke is doing anything wrong there. He closed in off of
No, I
a
was just
super
saying.
drive. Like, why not expect a floater?
What do we say? There's some cap tipping going on out there. Here, yeah, right on, Buck Rogers. I don't know. Sometimes you play with somebody.
Yeah.
You play with somebody they're just in the zone. It's like, yeah,
Start to pull it.
it was nice working with you. I'm glad to be a part of it. Set. Oh.
Just deep.
All right, 15 love. Speed, yes. By the way, I particularly, I know we want to keep a nice pace where even the serve is concerned in platform, but I personally like how actually aggressively Tom will hit his serve.
Yeah.
Because even though he's swinging hard, you notice it's more spin. No.
Oh, that is so close.
I mean, notice, and I notice he's going underhand. Well, he was going underhand at the deuce side anyway.
I think it's smart to mix it up.
Yep, I agree.
Caught a little seam on that
30-15.
serve.
Can't call that home court advantage. This is a tournament, isn't it? Not only,
Well, Peter Burke is the
he is kind
home
of
pro. So double set point here.
doubloons. He's there.
Tough.
Stayed
He
in.
caught it. He caught
did.
the back of the line on that return. All right, so another set point here.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea, though.
Yeah, tough shot.
Wow.
So the first set goes to Murphy Ong.
Shot
They
making
take it
display.
6-1 in the first. These players are going to take a quick breather, and we're going to hear a quick word from our sponsors.
Yes.
And we'll be back in just a minute.
From the heart of Chicago up to the North Shore and stretching from the northwest suburbs down to Kankakee. From urgent in-office care to virtual in-home visits, we're making orthopedic care available wherever and however you need it. Because while we're adapting our lives to keep each other safe, we know that new injuries will happen and old injuries will still linger. And IBJI is here to help.
Not your bank's top priority? Here at Wintrust, we take a different approach to banking. No hidden fees or runarounds, but a true banking partner focused on your unique financial goals. Whether you're opening your first account, found your dream home, planning for the future, or starting a business, we have the financial solutions to get you there. Stop settling and start experiencing a better way to bank. Wintrust, different approach, better results.
And we're back.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second set here
Right.
of the 2023 Cabin Fever Classic. I am Matt McClure with Sean Albrecht and Cal Noble.
Brought to you by Xena.
Xenon.
We want to thank our local sponsors here for the CPTC, and also Xenon as a local sponsor
Yes.
of the Cabin Fever Classic. We are your regular announcers for the Chicago Leagues.
That's
here
right.
Coming out of
A regular brownie disaster. I'm kidding.
That sounds
It's
really
joking.
bad without
I'm
context.
joking. I know. We were talking about desserts.
Well, they're
going to
have to watch the
I'm
whole
sorry.
stream.
Did I mess that up? I'm sorry.
The first
Pack
set
your
here just went to Murphy and Ong 6-1, and they came out all pistons firing.
Smoking.
I mean, yeah, they're just
Yeah.
maybe the most aggressive.
Oh.
Maybe the most
Cramp.
aggressive that I've seen Ong be with his overheads
Yeah.
at the beginning of a match.
Oh, yeah.
Since watching him on live stream, like, just really found his groove immediately. And Murphy drove the ball from all over the place. One-handed backhand rollers and
Yep.
big shifting forehand drives inside out, and it worked well.
Is it me, or when the court shakes like that, it looks like the court's dancing along with the music?
Yeah, no, I'm glad that you synced it up with the groove. Yeah,
Sorry, Coach. I digress.
I like
Back
it.
to
I like it that the bump music goes along with
Coach May.
physics.
Coach McClure continues right here. Sorry.
So that was a really solid first set from those guys. We're going to see if Burka and Menner can make some adjustments here. And I do think that they have the ability to do that. They might have fallen into a little bit of a speedy paddle that benefited Murphy Ong, I think, in that first set. So I bet if they slow it down, and if there's one thing that Peter Burka can do, it's slow
it down, baby. Yeah,
Double time.
no question about it.
Divided by 4.
Yeah. I mean,
Half
I
speed.
think he started mall walking last week, and he just finished.
Yeah, no, it is incredible.
Peter Half-Speed Burka.
Here
lights
come
are
the
on.
lights, or the sun, I guess, if you will. You want to be musical about it?
Which nobody willingly should.
Fair enough there.
Yeah.
You know, you gonna rap now, Cal? You gonna bust a rhyme?
It's not sanctioned.
Bust a rhyme?
Yeah, Cal doesn't bust out the rapping for less than a $10,000 gig. I mean, that's...
Okay. You can go to my website, www.laminarflow, if you want to book me.
For shizzle, Cal.
Or my cohort, Szechuan sauce, something like that. Schwan. Schwain. That's what it was.
I was waiting for that. You were
That's
late
what it
with
was,
that.
yeah.
I bet usually that's what you say. Which is
All
funny.
right,
All right, they're
immediate
going
adjustments.
Yeah,
This is smart.
Yeah, if you have it.
definitely have to be doing this on the Murphy
Yep.
return.
Absolutely.
And
Oh, and of
apparently
course
it
he
doesn't
still
matter.
gets
That's
away
the
with it.
beginning of the second
Yeah.
set. Let's all remember that.
It's all right. You got it. Like I said, that was a good move actually for Tom.
It's great hands. Nice shot. You know what's into it? Peter has one of the flattest serves.
He
in
does.
The entire
There's not
game,
really
and
an
he
ounce
just
of
does a
spin
great
on this
job.
thing.
He
Check
just
it
does
out.
a great job, like with
But
his
he
target.
places it, yeah.
And
It's just
that happens
roping it.
sometimes because I said it out loud. But
Yeah. Well, you know what? I mean, if it goes up in the wheelhouse for Murphy, it can be a problem regardless. Even if you buzz one in there with a lot of spin. So, all credit to Tom on that one.
nice touch.
Yeah. I love this power slice drive there from Murphy, too.
Yeah, this guy's definitely sick. And I don't know if he's got a virus.
Yeah, boy, he's playing terrible.
Somebody call a doctor.
He's got a fever. Up. All the way. They're just finding the nick.
Yeah, I don't know if
Nice try.
I don't know if Murphy and Ong are beatable if they play the same way they did in the first set. It was just
Yeah, they really didn't miss a ball.
I mean, they were hitting lead cords and
Right. I mean, look at
making
that.
half volleys from the middle of nowhere.
Exhibit A, coach. I mean, I
yeah.
think it's basically hit the edge of the line on the last drive.
Yeah.
But hey, all credit to them, and they break right off the bat. Like I've mentioned it before, sometimes there's a tidal wave effect where there are just times where I think and with no ad scoring, it's kind of tough to do this, but you're just waiting for somebody to cool off over there.
Or you just build an arc.
That was a nice shot
Great
from
return
Jonas.
there.
Oh yeah, a screen drivey, then little damsy divey. What was that again? I don't remember.
Sound of Music.
Thank you. All right, sorry. And Cal, I'm very impressed that you noticed that or recognized that for somebody who has never been in a musical theater production.
But that was actually Sound of Music?
I believe it is.
Well, no, I was actually just about to make that joke. Is anytime somebody does something vaguely like theater-wise, I just go, oh,
Sound of Music.
Well, listen,
And I
you're
was-
probably right.
Yeah, but I guess.
No, but I
Great
actually,
spot from Peter.
another one, yeah. So now here we go, low 30 here, the Mazer scoring system.
Well, you know what they say,
Good.
Sean.
What is that?
It's only a break if you hold.
Exactly. All right. Did I mention cooling off on this one? I shouldn't have. Am I jinxing them saying that? That was a good overhand.
You know, we were talking about this a couple of weeks ago at another tournament, but somebody was mentioning that like 60% of the times that you get broken, it's your partner's fault. But then 100% of the times
My
that you
partner
break,
always thought so.
it's your partner's fault.
I found it's the kind of the opposite way. Every time I get broken, my partner
Great spot.
just missed his return, and then, you know, when he gets broken, he just needs to learn how to serve.
Right,
So is that?
right.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a game
45.
right there.
Oh, it is.
It was. So Bamboo shoots again.
And also, probably the whole, that was a couple
How
of
does he
missed
just
volleys from Murphy, which is more
snap
than he
at
missed
that
in the
thing
first set in that game.
Nasty forehand from Tom Murphy. Yeah. By
Guys,
the way, I pretty much it's my fault no matter what, whether it's on the paddle court or off. Just so you know, if I go home, just so I just wanted you guys to know that. So if something's just off or whatever, just well, that's Sean. Sorry, because I'm just used to it. So just go ahead and say it.
Great little pick on
All
the
right.
back screen.
Nice.
This is a bizarre sort of matchup here, I think,
Nice, Pete.
in a lot of ways, but it's very strange because the reset overhead for Burka and Merrick right now is actually to go soft to Ong's forehand.
Yeah.
But then you have to be concerned that if you hit it too soft to Ong's forehand because it's just not his favorite drive, that
Right.
Murphy's going to come over and blast a backhand.
Backhand, yeah, that one-hander,
so it's,
which is not, your average player can't do that really. I maybe count the number of times, no pun intended, on one hand maybe.
Yeah.
that you see a guy who can drive the one-hander like that.
Yeah, no, he's just really got it on lock.
It's
And that he can transition in and out of, that's a great blitz by Ong, just sensing that there was a good enough lob to move forward.
look at the hands. Come on.
Jeez.
I know. There he goes.
Maybe a little bit of a frustration pattern there
Exactly.
from Jonas Merrick.
Yep. There's a tour forehand, especially that last one. All right, 15 all. Good hands.
Oh, and a little love for
The hometown, home court advantage
home
there.
director,
Yeah, exactly.
Peter Burka, who put these nets up so they, gosh darn, better
Yeah.
help them out every once in a while.
Here's some dividends.
I like that shot from Peter. Held it long enough to force a scramble.
Once again, the lighting here, spectacular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Early adopters of these LEDs, the
Yep.
four-post LEDs.
Nice. Good flex there from On.
Solid.
Kind of took a little wacky bounce.
You know what's interesting at this level? I used to talk about consistency
Yep.
being its own version of offense,
Yes.
and I don't really feel that way anymore. Like, I feel like there's enough going
Yeah.
on in the game at this point where if you're just like, I'm going to keep it in play all the time and make less errors, like, it may not pay off. Like, you
Yeah.
might just be giving somebody an
I think you're
opportunity
absolutely
to
right,
eventually-
Coach. At a certain level, you're going to have. There's a certain amount of assumed risk if you want to win at a certain level.
Right, and
think
it's like
I
if
think
you're
you're
just
absolutely
not doing a bunch of different stuff with
Yeah,
the ball
right.
right now,
Yeah.
you're just teeing it up for somebody
Yep.
at a certain point.
I mean, over the course of a tournament, you could make a case for.
I'm not saying
the
you should be
steadiest-
swinging hard
no,
at
but
every ball.
No, I'm with you.
But
though.
there
No.
was a time at which you had, a certain style of player that could be very successful. They wouldn't do anything with their volley except make the volley.
Right.
And they wouldn't do anything with their overhead except place the overhead. And
You think
that's
no
just
ad has
not the
a
deal.
little bit to do with it? You think no ad?
No ad adds a little bit of pressure to every point, which
Sure.
I think is positive.
Yeah.
But I just don't think that's the game that
Get
can
over
be
it.
successful anymore. Because I don't think just keeping the ball in play is going to draw enough errors
No.
in order to,
Okay, right. Okay,
that's tough.
that's maybe a perfect example of what you're talking about, Coach. That screen drive might even have been, depending on who's hitting it, a little ill-advised.
Yeah.
He really kind of took a
There wasn't
got a
really
massive
anything
swing.
there where
Yeah.
you expected like, oh, he's going to do something with it, but
Yeah.
he just took it as an opportunity.
Right, and he put a lot of pace on it, a lot more than you might think. Just kind of caught Jonas by surprise there. The other thing is, Coach, I was going to mention, we'd always, and of course, Pete Burka probably would be the one of the best demonstrators of this when he's at the net. Nice reach from Pete there, speaking of which. We talk about having a window when you were volleying in platform, but with the advent of, the way paddle is played, the way platform balls are hit now with the kind of spin they put on the ball, sometimes we used to say, hey, shoulder high, let it fly. Not depending on who you're playing with does that always work. Look at how much Tom's putting on the ball. You get it up shoulder high, that thing's still going to snap down depending on the weather, for sure.
I
And
think
so
all these guys have the ability to do that. I think in particular, both Burka and Ong, especially with their backhand, they kind of control the pace in a way where it's deceptive. Like you feel like the ball's crossing, at your neck, but it's going to drop down.
I find it repulsive.
It disgusts me.
I find it I'm so disgusted by it, but it's
Your level of talent disgusts me.
Because I can't do it, that's why. I'm not really repulsed. It's envy, really, I'll just say it. I just figured I'd use the
jealousy is an
word.
ugly color on you, Sean.
Hey, jealousy, yes. It's another ugly streak of mine. Look at Tom scampering back over there after maybe looking to get a drive from a volley down the middle.
Yeah, I don't get jealous. I just write down all my wishes for when I finally meet a genie. And then everything's going to be fine.
So you took that, you took that song seriously, I guess.
Good point.
All right. All right, 40-30.
This is
See
just
if
a random
Jonas
story.
And Pete can hold here. Go ahead.
It's totally Tom Murphy just being a good teammate when you miss a shot and go, my fault, my fault. My favorite thing to do is to just completely miss a shot and just go, your fault. See if they catch it.
That's all right, yes.
Your fault, your fault.
Hey, it's going to be okay.
We're
Hey,
good, we're good,
Don't
we're good.
worry about it.
Yeah.
What do you mean, don't worry about it? I didn't hit it. I hit him.
I used to just say sorry I was talking every single time my partner made a mistake. Because they double fault, and I just go, I'm sorry, I was talking. That's my bad.
Yeah, there is something to taking the blame for everything. I don't know why it's funny. I used to do that in high school. Somebody's talking in the back, and I'm not even in the back row. Teacher just tells them to keep it quiet back there, and I would just say, listen, no, I'm sorry. I was the one who told them to talk.
You should probably see somebody about that.
I didn't say I did it anymore.
Well, that's a great
Sometimes I do. What a dig.
redirect
Come
right
on,
there
Pete.
from Murphy. Good dig, Peter.
Burka putting on a clinic.
Well, that's what he gets
Not
paid
the kind
to
of
do.
clinic that I go to on a regular basis. I'm just talking about the paddle. Handles a little bit of a nick.
Murphy really does that direction change so well.
He sure does.
Like when he's going to swing a ball to the deuce corner, seemingly out of nowhere. He
Yep.
doesn't change the direction of his body at all.
No.
It's just like all of a sudden the ball just ends up in that corner in the side screen.
Matter of fact, from the, I want to say the ad side of the court, he can go inside in with like his overhead, which is crazy. The angle he gets, good hands. Oh, yeah. Tomahawk. Oh.
So
a
no
great
ad
point.
here. This is
Yeah.
a pretty crucial point. Now, do they get to choose who receives?
Yeah,
I believe
think,
so,
I think
yeah.
they play, the typical no ad is the receiving team chooses who's taking the ball.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
that thing was
'Cause-
going to come down.
Oh, yeah, you know it. I mean, it not necessarily is one of his laser beams, you might say, but it's still something you got to contend with. Shot. Switch. Look at these guys. They're like a drill team. I feel like I'm watching Cirque du Soleil over here with the. It's Ka from Cirque du Soleil. We're just going to call it Ong. He's there. Look at that.
Great communication. The only time he gets super loud is when he knows he has to call off his partner. Got it.
He too.
Great
I thought
pick.
that was going to be more of a problem than Burka.
Burka and
Made it
Menard
out
really doing a good job making these guys work
Yep.
in the backcourt.
Yeah.
This is not easy. They're grinding. They've found a couple of drive opportunities, but they're having to really.
Good shifting to it, you know. Not to be a broken record, say that all the time, but that's one of the reasons why they can swing it, so to speak.
Oh, that's tough. He just
Little
dipped that ball
long.
low enough.
And they do get the break. That is, Andrew Ong and Tom Murphy get the break over Peter Burka and Jonas Medics. Medics? Did I say that right?
We'll get another replay on that. Not that it really matters. Just for,
Once again, if you just joined us, this is we're getting the replay. Well, that was a nice replay there, Cal.
well, this is the second time. It's
We're
that
at,
was very
the-
close. Very close.
The lovely, the plush Sunset Ridge Country Club in Northfield/Northbrook, Illinois.
You know, I think if it
Sean
was
Albrecht, Matt
literally.
McClure,
Oh,
Cal
sorry, you're
Noble.
doing an intro
Nice
here.
touch.
I'm
It's
just
all
going
right.
to keep talking, though.
You
I'm
can
not going to
step
stop.
on me. It's all right. All right, so
It's if it was literally
he's an old
any
man.
other
Just let him
player,
just babble in the corner over there.
impressive. If it was any other player on the court,
Yeah.
or maybe in the entire world of paddle, I
Yeah.
would maybe question the call, but I don't think Andrew Ong has the ability in his body to call something wrong.
That's true.
You're right, though. That was a great return from Jonas. That was awesome. I think this just went, I mean, dropped off the table. What?
Jonas.
I'm calling him
He's a Jonas brother.
Yeah, okay,
the
fine.
Swedish Jonas.
Solid kick
All
out
right,
of the
Cal.
screen there.
I'm getting a French lesson from Mr.
French?
Noble. Well, it's Belgian, but, you know, I'm just saying. It's the same.
I was going more Swedish.
No, he's Belgian. He's
I
not
know
Swedish.
he is. I'm just.
All right, well.
Jonas is the Swedish Joe Jonas.
All right, fine.
Is that? It's 40-30, right?
It is.
I believe it is, yes. Actually, it could have been 30-40. I would
I
know.
like the
Yeah,
play there
yeah,
from
it could
Peter
be
to
either.
stay up off that heavy
But
drive.
I
as
think you're
well.
right. I think it's 40.
Ooh, nice and low.
Oh, yeah. Way to handle it there. Again, Burka. There you go. You want to watch how to handle the screens? PB and J, baby.
Nice.
I think the benefit of being Peter Burka is that it's almost impossible to get hit. So he can just turn sideways and let the ball go past
Yeah, you're right.
and everything. You know, then he's just playing the screen.
Yeah, I mean, I dream of my weight being an integer. Negative something, I mean. Look at that. He handles it. And does not back off. I'd be running to the side. I would have missed the last
Well,
one.
this is part of what we were talking about with one of the things Peter does so well in remaining calm is he'll get jammed in the side screen and then he'll just stand there.
Yeah.
Because the effort of recovery is going to pull you, you know, you're not going to be prepared for the next shot.
Right.
So he'll just like lean against the
I'm not
screen and
going
be
anywhere.
like, okay, let's see what happens.
Where are you
and
gonna
then
go?
he'll deal
Yeah.
with whatever's next, which is
shot.
absolutely the right play.
Oh, look at the redrive.
Nice shot.
I think I'd have to sit down after this point, let alone
Just
playing all
this one?
day. Yeah, I mean, just the energy is kind of gross. I mean, Andrew Ong is just like
You know-
cyberbullying Peter
Long
Burke
All right,
in
so
the corner.
Cal's
I
kick.
know I'm not Gen Z, but is gross a euphemism? Can I say that again? Euphemism
It's just
for something I don't. What does gross mean?
No, it's just disgusting.
Oh, okay.
That they're
So
like,
it's kind of, hey, it's bad, which means it's good.
yeah, it's so, yeah.
I got
No,
you.
it's very impressive. It's very, very, very impressive. These guys
Well, I
are.
remember that I used to use the word fat, and that meant
Wait,
kind of cool.
was that the end of the game? Is this? No, that was.
No.
All right. So it was. I think it's deuce now. Not that
Shit.
it's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was
They
34.
didn't, yeah, exactly. Game point, basically. Good dig. Yeah, I used to say things like super fat. Now I can't say it because I feel it basically.
it just changes. It's
Yeah.
it's just-
Yeah, it's denser now. That's what it is.
the
like a-
evolution of the zeitgeist.
Like a loaf of bread.
Nice stretch,
It
but
is.
Bale.
Day old, yeah.
Oh, he made it work.
Look at that.
Great dig. Jonas Medic.
Jonas.
Tom Murphy is kind of like the embodiment of that old video of the like, oh my gosh, somebody call an ambulance, but not for me.
Oh, it sounds like a Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
I think the best part about this commentating team is that we just have such a generational spectrum
Yeah,
to pull
it's true.
from.
Yeah, well,
I'm certainly on the spectrum.
Cal absolutely can communicate in memes. What a dig by Peter Burka out of the corner.
he's doing this stuff. Speaking of for years, I mean, I don't know how many times I've seen him just duck out of the way like that. But yeah, so well, I'm the one busting the curve at what am I, 87 now?
Yeah, well, Sean really gives us an insight into what things were like before the war.
Hey, you got to be specific. Which war? I got
World War I, the Great War.
the big one. That was 2, actually, from what I understand.
Depends on who you ask.
It's true.
You ask people living in the north of France.
No, that is where we get. That was a shot. Screen
Great
drive, just
volley.
kind of a continental grip smack.
That was like the continental breakfast at the Marriott.
Which we liked. Well, you know what?
One of them was good.
Well, see, now here's the thing, Cal. To me, if it's free continental breakfast, it's never bad. To me. But you're right. I mean, it's very, very qualities or degrees, I should say.
I think one of the big ones here,
Tell us
especially
the
with
point.
oh
That was a-
nice.
said, not a bad move though.
No, I like the
I almost,
thought.
yeah,
I like the
almost
thought.
like he
just,
followed through. Yeah,
I think he
stay in
saw
there.
him make the move and put a little extra on
Right.
that spot, so it kind of forced the error. But that was really well played. One of the things that I think is
All right,
worth
so
taking
3-1.
away is that part of these points that makes them last so long is the observational skill.
Big
That's
forehand.
a rocket. The observational skill that comes out of these players, right? Where somebody's going to drive a ball out of the screen and the team at the net sees it about to happen and makes a move where they are prepped for
Yep.
that shot,
Yep.
right? And it's not just like a ball shows up and they have lightning fast reflexes.
No.
They were preparing before the ball comes off the paddle.
Exactly.
And most errors are caused by, losing track of that sequence.
The other thing is, and I will use this pretty much every time because it's pretty much my only contribution, really. And that is that if you are going to miss 2, 3, maybe 4 volleys in a row, especially off of returns, you may as well start letting them go.
Right.
You may as well just not even volley them. Now, it's not to say that you can't. Okay, it's some people think of it like a relief pitcher. Well, if you take him out too early, you don't get your confidence.
jeez.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
Backhand
Wow.
cut flick.
Right,
Turns
and it
into
worked.
a let cord winner for
So
the
a
game.
commanding lead now in the second set too for Tom Murphy and Andrew Ong. So what I was going to say is that that's tough, especially as a tennis player coming to paddle or coming to platform. You got to get used to letting some of those go. It's not that you can't volley, because there is a trade-off. You could say, well, I can stay in there and just get used to it and get better at it. But sometimes, especially in a no-ad situation like this, things can go so quickly. You miss 4 volleys, you're down 4-1. I mean, it's happened to me more often than I could tell you. If I had $5, what do they say? I'd be a
$5.
Pritzker. Because let's face it, I'm fat enough to be.
Wow.
I'm just saying. Look, he's my brethren. What do you want me to do? I'm just saying.
Ooh, sweet Rob.
That wasn't a political move. I'm talking just physically in terms of
This is
his
reminding
stature.
me.
Oh yeah, you do owe me. Yeah, it's about time, man.
First time I've seen you since we talked about it.
Do you think
I
it's
think that's-
appropriate for the announcers to be betting on the outcome of the match?
Well, you know what? It's funny is we'd probably get accused of that, and then even stupider, we were betting on if duct tape would tear the paint off of the railing.
Off of the deck? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys do. You need help with your wagering.
Help is just
Yeah, no,
period.
I'm
Help.
terrible.
You guys
I've
need-
lost every single one of them.
Didn't Cal mention therapy? I thought I mentioned therapy.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's time.
Yeah.
It's the
What do I get for
fourth
$5?
time I've heard that.
No, it's it was kind of a dopey bet, but what's worse, losing it, a dopey bet, or
Oh,
winning
you know what? I
it?
did win one bet. There was a guy that left his car on for 6 hours, and Sean thought there was a dog or a baby, and I was like, "There's no way," and there was not. So
That's true. You did win that.
So it just turned out to be an accident, or he just
No,
really
he
liked
just-
warm seats?
He just went. Yeah, I think that's part of what it was.
No, I think he just
He
hated
couldn't
the
turn it
planet.
He didn't know how.
a little bit late on the decision there.
There are times I can't figure out how to turn my car off either. Sure.
I ran out of gas one time because I accidentally hit my remote start,
Oh no,
and it didn't have an automatic cutoff on it.
that's funny. You know what? I never even thought of that. I'm sure that's happened more than once to more than one person, not just you.
The key is
Nice
that the garage
kick,
door
sir,
was open,
from
or that your
Ahn.
car was outside.
It was outside, yeah.
Otherwise, the McClure family Christmas would have been
It's very
a
different.
lot worse.
All right, another game point here for Andrew and Tom.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Nice get.
All right.
Good coverage. I mean, it's just got to be so frustrating right now for Peter and Jonas. For Peter.
All right.
Just because even when you have Murphy and Ong in a scramble, they
Right.
just seem like they're not in trouble.
No.
Like, I mean, they're just shifting in and out of positions and.
Oh, you're kidding.
Man.
Basically a Peter Schmidt Nick right there for them. So we had 5-1 here.
No, we're not.
I thought we were. I thought we were.
I think it's 40-30.
I was trying to trust the scorekeeper, but that was my
Well,
first
that's your first
mistake.
mistake.
I
Yeah.
typically do ask when we don't have someone in the chair for them to call the score nice and loud to help us out. But when you get deep in a match, it's tough
Yeah.
to, be
Where's
like,
that audio
that
guy?
live stream guy really.
Yeah, where's that audio guy?
Well,
man?
it's also-
isn't the ambient mic on the course supposed
Bold
to
of
pick
you
that
to
up?
assume I would have listened to it in the first place.
I think you're doing great, Cal.
I don't hear them calling the score a lot, just to be fair. But that doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that they don't know what the score is. We clearly do not.
Well, you
Oh,
can't
it's
always
in there.
tell.
Yes.
The biggest issue is that you can't. Sometimes they make a call that you're not sure what happened, or
You're
somebody hits one
right,
extra
Coach.
shot.
Oh, you're come
Pickleball.
on. You're right, Coach. Hey, how many times has they turned around knowing they're being on the stream and asked us what the score was?
Yeah,
Remember
right. Yeah.
It's happened a couple times.
that? Yeah, it has.
I think we could go.
Ooh, something.
Oh, we're back.
You're back on.
We're back. I think we're back.
Hey,
The internet
Here's
just
hoping.
dropped out.
yeah.
On
we-
us,
we
unfortunately.
Lost the handle, which I blame myself. Like I said, remember what I told you guys? If it's whose fault is it? It's mine. But Sean, you got nothing to do with the internet. No, it's my fault. I got to fix it somehow. I don't know how. The good news is if we are still on, this is platform. So, you know, things don't happen as quickly, even though this match has seemed to be kind of flying by. Look at this guy. Oh, it's in there. Come on. I mean, does he miss a ball? I don't think so. Chad. Anyway, we have, if you can hear us, if you can see us and hear us right now, we're back at Sunset Ridge Country Club at Northfield/Northbrook, Illinois. Look at that. That's going to work.
The city of
He's there.
Northfield
What a get.
forgot to pay their ISP provider.
Yeah. Yes. At any rate, it is 6-1. I should say Andrew Ong in the near part of the screen, and Tom Murphy won the first set 6-1, and are now unbelievable touch. I think that would be it. Okay, I think we got it.
Right there.
That's all you wrote.
6-1, 6-1. Ong and Murphy take it. Apparently, refusing to miss a ball and getting all the let cords goes in your favor when that happens.
That was a display, I got to say, man.
We want to thank everybody for joining us. Sorry for the internet drop out there, but we will be back at, I think we are scheduled 5:30 for the men's final, but there's a chance based on the timing of the other match that we may have to push back a little bit, but we will keep you posted in chat and keep everything rolling here.
That's right. Everybody
the
relax.
Finals of the Cabin Fever Classic.
Get yourself a brownie disaster and chill.
We'll see you shortly. Thanks a lot.
From the heart of Chicago up to the North Shore and stretching from the northwest suburbs down to Kankakee. From urgent in-office care to virtual in-home visits, we're making orthopedic care available wherever and however you need it. Because while we're adapting our lives to keep each other safe, we know that new injuries will happen and old injuries will still linger. And IBJI is here to help.
Not your bank's top priority? Here at Wintrust, we take a different approach to banking. No hidden fees or runarounds, but a true banking partner focused on your unique financial goals. Whether you're opening your first account, found your dream home, planning for the future, or starting a business, we have the financial solutions to get you there. Stop settling and start experiencing a better way to bank. Wintrust, different approach.